So for those of you who don't know, Friday, I had a decision to make because the game that was originally supposed to be played Thursday night got rained out. They moved to Friday, 1 o'clock. So I have to make a decision. And I called my parents Thursday night. What do? Do I go to Cary, North Carolina? Do I go support the Spartans? I was there last year. I got to go again this year, right? But what happens if they don't win? I didn't even want to say that. I didn't even want to put it into the atmosphere because that's how much confidence that I have in the Spartans. Coach Joe Urso, Sammy, Jose, the whole crew. So this is what happened. I booked a flight late Thursday night. I had faith in the boys. And I was like, all right, let's do this. So I do my show on Friday. My buddy Bill, Wild Bill, about as reliable. He's one of a kind, buddy. He's one of one. So I go to the hotel. I go to the airport. I go through security, and I sit down. And as I sit down, Tampa's losing 2-0. Then Tampa's losing 4-0. And I go, oh, shit, man. So my flight's delayed like 20 minutes. And I go, if UT loses, I'm just going to go home. There's no reason to fly there for no reason, right? I wasn't going to go and pay all that money to come back. But if they were still playing, in my mind, I'm like, I still have to go. 5-0. I'm like, oh, shit. It's 5-0 in the 8th inning. And then Cole Russo. And you guys know how much I love the Russo family. Cole hits a solo home run in the 8th to make it 5-1. And I go, all right, I got to go. This is a sign from God. I have to go, right? So I walk over and I sit down right by the gate. Everybody's going on. And I'm like zone 1. I could have been the first person on the plane. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, all right, well, let's see what happens. They're taking a while to go on the plane. Top of the 9th, no runs. Middle of the 9th, commercial break on the stream. And the lady on the loudspeaker goes, last call for the Frontier flight to Raleigh. You have 36 seconds before the door closes. And I go, holy shit, man. What am I going to do? Look at my phone. Who walks across the screen? A kid that I've known since 5 years old, 6 years old, JD Urso. And as soon as it was JD that walked across the screen on my phone, I got my happy ass up and I said, Cole hit a home run. JD's walking across the screen. Jay Recher, you better get your ass on that plane and up to North Carolina. And it was great because my family group chat was going on. My mom and my sister, they're like, you don't want to miss a comeback. You better get on that plane. So I crossed the border from the Tampa airport onto that Frontier flight with the Tampa Spartans losing 5-1 in the 9th inning. So as I finally go, you walk down, you're waiting in line. As soon as I sit in my seat, boom, base hit, JD. I go, here we go. Woody comes up, Brave Woodburn, who was incredible this entire run. What a great kid, too. He hits a triple, 5-2. So there's like 20 minutes that we're just sitting there, and I'm like, because at that point, I'm thinking, I'm not going to find out the result of this game until I land in North Carolina. But for somehow, some reason, some way, we were stuck on the tarmac for like 20 minutes. Whatever. So I'm sitting there, I'm watching the game, and up strides Kevin Carstetter with 2 men on. UT losing by 3. And this dude takes a 2-0 pitch and hits it to freaking the highway to tie the game at 5-5. And I'm screaming on the plane, oh my God, I can't believe it. And there's people all around me looking at me like, what is wrong with this dude? They were like, do we have to call somebody to get this guy off the plane? I'm jacked up. I'm fist pumping. I'm slapping the seat in front of me. The person in front of me is pissed. They're like, what the hell is wrong with this guy? 5-5. I'm jacked up. I cannot believe it. It's incredible. So then a couple more runners on, an error, a walk, and then we start pushing back from the gate. We push back from the gate. We get on the runway. We start taking off. And as soon as we start taking off, an errant pickoff throw to first. And you're like, an errant pickoff throw to first? It's first and second. That ball's got to be in right field. Round comes Griffith to score the game-winning run. UT wins. Everybody's celebrating. As everybody's celebrating, the plane is lifting off. and my phone loses service. So my phone stops like with everybody like that. It was like Jordan Williams had like the weirdest like look on his face. It was the funniest thing ever. And I'm freaking out. I'm losing my mind. It was insane. I couldn't have been happier. I land in Raleigh. I get there. I get off the plane. I get in an Uber and I go, hey, I got to get the game got pushed from 6 to 6:30. I get there. I have my bag. The guy's like, hey, you got anything in that bag? As I try to walk in, I'm like, you have any liquor in there? I'm like, dude, I got underwear and socks in here and a couple of UT t-shirts. You can rifle through that some bitch. I don't care, man. I'm here. I put stock in my guys that they were going to do it. And that's exactly what they did. And they won the game. So I go, hey, at the very least, I'm going to get a chance to watch game 1 of this 3-game series against Central Missouri. And shout out to Northwest Nazarene, who UT beat in that game. That team was playing their ass off. They did unbelievable in that game. So I go get there, and it was so cool to be able to, like I get there to that game and be able to watch that game. Just like, I couldn't like decompress. I couldn't just like let down. It was just so strange, right? So UT ends up losing game 1 to Central Missouri in a hard-fought battle, 9-8. UT actually comes back in the last inning, down 3. Villegas hits a home run. They find a way to make it a game. They lose by 1. And Central Missouri was fantastic. What a great team, a great program. Their catcher, Chase Heath, that dude was a monster behind the dish. He could swing it, and all class. Saw him dap up Jordan Williams before one of the games and take time for the pitcher. Saw him after the World Series, show some love to Cole Russo. I actually went up to the kid and said, dude, you handled yourself with you made a fan of me, Central Missouri, and the whole Mules family and program. Unbelievable. I could not give you higher marks and regards for the way you carried yourself and the way you played. I love that team. I'll be keeping an eye on them for the rest of my life because of how they carried themselves and how they played this entire time against Tampa, just in the whole World Series as a whole. So UT loses that game, and we go back to the hotel. Me, Wayne and Selena Grouse, the Grouse family, who I remember back to my North Tampa days when we won the World Series as 11-year-olds, and love the entire Grouse family. So great to see their son Austin with the Spartans, and our pal Pat Russo. And Pat, Cole's dad, and our good buddy Paul's brother, and again, the Russo family, they mean everything to me. I wasn't upset at all about game 1 because this is how UT has done it all year. Down 8-1 to, Mississippi College a couple weeks ago, down 5-1 in the 9th inning. You thought they were going to win the first 2 games of this best of 3 World Series? Not going to happen. No way. I wasn't worried one bit. Now, game 2, the very next day, they go down 4-0 in the first inning. I kept telling myself, long game. And of course, they had one thing that Central Missouri didn't. And that is Nico freaking Saladino. 4 for 6, 6 RBIs. All 4 of his hits brought in a run. Like, isn't that think about that? He had 6 RBIs, which is wild. He was 4 for 6. He didn't just hit a grand slam and then a 2-run double or anything. He had an RBI for each one of his hits. That's how big he was in helping UT win that second game. Go check my Twitter feed. I've got videos of each one. And I absolutely love the Saladino family. You guys know I've spoken about them for so long. The great Tony, the legend. He's one of my best friends. He's 89 years old. And just to be able and go watch those videos on Twitter and to see Tony watch his grandson get those hits. I mean, you see the rest of this, Tony Sherrill and the rest of the Saladinos freaking out too. But to see our guy, Tony Saladino, again, at 89 years young, and the emotion on his face. Oh my God, man. Like that's movie shit right there. It's unbelievable. And I can't spend enough time with my guy, Tony, just to be able to talk to him, just be able to be around him. Like, he just makes me feel better as a person. And he is. I think he's like one of my best friends. Like, I'll spend time every time. I said this last night. I've walked past major leaguers and city council members and people with millions of followers. I don't care who you are. Maybe mom and dad too. Sorry, mom and dad. They met Tony too, but I'll make a beeline for Tony every single time I see him. No doubt about it. I love that guy. Tiger Cheryl, again, the whole family, love you guys. But to be able to see Nico, who, again, I've watched a ton of his career, be able to come up that big to help Tampa win 10-8 to force a deciding game 3. Oh, my God. Incredible. And shout out to Jake Stipp. He threw 7 innings in that game. He gave up 4 in the first and just put up zeros after zeros after zeros after unbelievable. That's all I kept saying yesterday. Unbelievable. Game 3, you knew the rain was coming. Let's jump out to a lead. That's exactly what they did. Eli Thurman on the bump. And one thing I love about Eli Thurman, right? This is another example of good things happening to good people, right? I've seen Eli a lot, and every single time, like even when he's not on the mound, like he's around, he's bringing water to the umpires, he's bigging up his teammates, is one of the first people out there. I'm sure he would probably want to pitch more innings this year, but dude, you started the championship game for your team, right? And you pitched your ass off. That's a great example. Baseball's such a great analogy to life, man, where, things can go wrong, right? You just have to stick with it. You got to stay with it. You never know when your number is going to get called. That kid goes out there and leaves it all on the line and gives up 1 unearned run in 4 in the third innings. I can't say enough things about great things about Eli Thurman and what he was able to do. And then, it's Johnny Holstaff. You're piecing it together here and there and so many different pitching changes. I mean, I can't imagine what those conversations were like between Joe Urso and Sammy Militello about this guy and that guy and this guy. And I'm like, that's crazy to me. It's wild. But they had to do it. They had to find a way. And then you get to a point where it's 5-1 after the rain delay. And here comes Central Missouri. 2 home runs, a solo, and a 2-run shot to make it 5-4 in the 8th inning. And right now, everybody, and shout out to, hey, there he is, Vince Scaniel up there in Cooperstown listening with our Hit Factory team. I'll be back with Hit Factory this summer. Shout out to Coach Vince and everybody up there. And listen, you want to talk about making your dreams come true. There was a couple of Hit Factory guys that ended up being on this team with Maddox King and Cole Russo and Austin Grouse. So all of you Hit Factory guys, man, you're on the right path. Just keep doing it. Your journey is never going to be continuously forward. You're going to have right moves, left moves, take a step back. You're going to deal with injuries. You're going to deal with setbacks. It's how you overcome those obstacles. That's why we put so much stock in baseball, why we love this freaking sport, is because you can overcome. I said this to JD a couple weeks ago. Baseball is about resilience and redemption. You don't always get that in sports. You don't always get that in life. But baseball has a funny way of giving you just another crack at it, giving you another chance. Even if you strike out, bro, don't worry about it. You'll come back up. And that leads me to what happened in the 8th inning. Before that, Cole came up and he grounded out to first. And before that, I said that could be his last at-bat as a college baseball player. And he grounded out to first. I'm like, I can't end like that, can it? So you're going to the bottom of the 8th inning. You're like, damn, they need some more insurance runs. They need more, right? Here comes Woody again. Woody with a big hit. I mean, that doesn't get talked about enough because of what happened after that. I think we understand why, but Woody with a big hit to give some more breathing room. And then here comes Cole after a hit by pitch to Edgardo Villegas. Here comes the bases loaded. And here comes Cole Russo. And mind you, the entire time I'm watching game 2 and game 3 with his mom, Trisha, his stepdad, AB, Adrian Bush. Oh, I didn't even mention what happened that morning. We'll get into that in a second. All right, no, we got to get to it now before we get to the Cole thing. So the reason why I also had confidence, I can't believe I forgot this part. The reason why I had confidence going into game 2 and game 3 is because Saturday morning, AB, Adrian Bush, the soccer coach at UT, another great friend of mine, we go to Starbucks to get coffee and breakfast for everybody. And right before we walk into Starbucks, a bird shit on me. Yeah. I'm like, what is that on my hand? I look at my hand. I'm like, what is it? It's not raining, is it? And then I look down on my shorts, bird poop. And a lot of people would have been like, disgusting. My initial thoughts were, this is great. This means that they're going to win today. So we walk into Starbucks and I'm just like, I'm sitting there. I'm happy. Isn't that crazy? You get happy, you get crapped on. I walk in and the guy's like, "Hey, can I take your order?" I'm like, "Yeah, 1 second." And I'm like, "I got to use the bathroom real quick." And he's like, "Yeah, are you gonna order something?" I'm like, "Dude, give me 5 seconds. I promise you, I'm gonna order something. I just got crapped on by a bird. Can you give me a minute? Let me go clean up, and I come back. I promise you, I'll order you. I'll leave you my card right now. Please, just give me a bump. Give me a second, okay?" And the guy's like, "All right." So I go in there and I'm like washing this thing off, and I'm smiling from ear to ear. I'm like, "There's no way these guys are gonna lose today. I just got crapped on by a freaking male husky woodpecker. That's the bird. I didn't see the bird, but that's what I'm gonna say it is, because the male, I think, husky woodpecker has like a red streak on it. It's a black and white bird with the red streak on it. For the sake of this story, for the UT colors, I'm gonna go with the male husky woodpecker. So I'm happy, right? Fast forward to game 3, 8th inning again. I'm standing next to AB and Adrian and Trisha and the whole Russo family. Saladino's behind us. Everybody's everywhere, and we're going crazy, right? Because here comes Cole in what is probably going to be his last at bat in college, right? It's 7-5. You need, right? Wait, was it 7-5, 3, 4, 5, 9? It was 9-5 or 9-4, 9-4. Yeah, because they got one at the end. 7-4. There you go. 7-4. It was 7-4. And you're like, we know what Central Missouri is all about. We know that this team is going to battle their ass off to the very end. And they're probably going to score one in the 9th inning. So we need more. We need Cole to come up with a big swing here. And that's exactly what he did. Cole hit a ball so freaking far that I think it may have dented a windshield on the highway. I mean, to be around somebody's family like that and to be able to see him come up big and see the emotion on people's faces, like Joe and the whole crew talk about family, like that's what it's all about. That's no BS moniker. That's not something that they make up. It's real. And I took a video and to see everybody's reaction, and Pat was off in the distance hugging people, pick him up, and Cole's going around he took 40 seconds. Listen, 40 seconds around the bases. Cole took a sweet ass time. Bro, your last AB in college, I ain't hating on you, buddy. You hit a ball that freaking far and you put a stamp on your team winning the national championship, the final nail in the coffin. I got no issues with you, bro. Have fun. Celebrate that damn thing. Being there in that moment is something that I'll take with me to my deathbed. Again, the Russos mean the world to me. They always treat me like family. And it's so crazy how everything has come together with this team, right? Because they had their flaws, right? But just like the families that were involved, I've said this before, you can't write the story of baseball in Tampa without the Ursos, the Russos, and the Saladinos. Like it's impossible. 3/4 of your starting infield. And then you get to the 9th inning, and here comes this maniac, CJ Williams, who pitched in all 3 games. First game, over 100 pitches. He pitches out of the bullpen in the second and the third game. You want to talk about cojones, the stones, bro? I tip my hat to you, young man. Give me the ball. I love that. What a beast. He goes out there for the 9th, and of course, Central Missouri gets a run. They get 2 outs. And a pop-up goes in the air, left-handed batter, and who catches it but JD Urso? Because of course it had to be JD. All those years, JD watching his dad win all those national championships. Now it's time for JD to get a ring. Now it's time for Cole to get a ring. I mean, think about that. Both of those guys playing at the schools that their dads played at. All that history that they had was a history that, you almost had like through osmosis, right? You were part of it. You'll always be part of the UT family because of your family and your dads, right? But now you make your own history. to see people move to tears, to see like all the people in the field. Like I'll never forget, Jordan Williams and Maddox King and Villegas in the outfield and Urso and Saladino and Woodburn and Cole Russo, there Goyen and behind the plate and Williams. Like I'll remember that lineup for my life forever. But it wasn't just them. It was everybody on the bench, even at here. Mike Valdez Carstetter goes down on a freak injury, not touching first base. Hope you're okay, Kev. Here comes Valdez coming up early in that game 3. Cole lays down a bunt. How many guys have a sacrifice bunt and a grand slam in their final college game? Not many. But here comes Mike Valdez. Comes in, pea shooter over the second baseman's head. Pew! RBI single. That guy was ready when his number was called. There were so many different contributions and so many different people that played a part in UT winning this World Series. That's why when you talk about family just isn't selective. It's everybody. Everybody. The families, the donors, the coaching staffs, the wives, right? I mean, think about Julie Urso and what she has done over the years in supporting Joe and supporting this program. She's everywhere. If you watch the games, you can hear her. She does not let up. Her family, right? Her mom and dad, everybody. Preston, Joe's other son that we had on last week, like everybody that's watching right now. Tampa baseball is about family. It's not just about the 9 guys on the field. It's not just about the guys on the roster, about the coaching staff. It's everybody that went up there. Presidents of the university, athletic directors, Tom, I saw Tom and his family out there as well. I mean, it's to watch that, to be a part of that. It was insane. It was great. And another thing too, and this is a little personal, but I just think this is a way of, we have so many things that divide us in this country. Cole's mom and dad, Pat and Trisha, Trisha's been remarried, to AB, just to see everybody come together and just their relationship is so strong, and the way that they all support Cole, like that support system, like a modern family, right? Things happen, relationships happen, things change, people change, different relationships are formed. But at the end of the day, it's about the kids. It is about the kids, and the way that everybody was able to be there to support Cole. It's just something that it'll live with me. I can't. And then, of course, like after the championship game, we're going back to the hotel, and Joe Urso with the speech of a lifetime. I'm not going to post it here because it's 3 minutes that I'm not taking my show to play a thing that's gone viral on the internet. There's over 80,000 views of Joe Urso's speech at Recher. Go check it out on all of my social media platforms. And he talks about family and all of those things. And just that's what it is right there. In 3 minutes, that's what it is. To be able to spend time with Joe after the championship, to be able to spend time with Tony Saladino and all the pictures that I took, and the great Mark Jones was there, Russell Bruno, Billy Frankie. Like there was just so many different people that I got to sit down and share and time with Coach Rosie, and just taking pictures with Jose and Sammy. That seems to be a recurrence that we're going to have to do every year, guys. We're going to have to go to lunch at Outback again before the season like we did this year. Congratulations to the University of Tampa. Again, 10th national championship, number 1 all-time in Division II baseball, breaking that tie with Florida Southern. It couldn't happen to a better program, couldn't happen to better people. There's just, again, so many analogies about sports that you can take and about baseball, right? And this team, like, you have to have faith. You got to have faith when nobody else does. And I'm so glad that I crossed that line. I'm so glad that I got up and took a chance. And I said this on Friday before I got off the air. Anytime in your life you have an opportunity to go to a game, or go see your favorite player, or go see your favorite band, or just you have to decide yes or no. Like, what am I going to do, right? Always go. Always go. I don't care if you're a kid watching this or you're an adult doing it. You're never too old, right? You have an opportunity to go somewhere or do something. Like, you'll make that money back, right? I'm not saying do something that's going to bankrupt you and knock you out of your car and out of your house. But if you have the money to be able to do something and travel somewhere, always go. You live one time. Just imagine if I didn't go. All that I would have missed. I would have missed the incredible comeback. I would have missed getting crapped on by a bird. I would have missed these incredible memories with these people. And don't tell me that your friends can't become family, right? Because as much as I love my family, every day, it's the hardest part about living in Tampa. I love it here. I've been here 20 years. The hardest part about being here is not being with them every day, not seeing my nieces play softball, my nephew play soccer, right? That's the hardest part. But the best part is that the people that I have met have become family. The family that I've chosen, the Ursos, the Russos, the Saladinos, University of Tampa baseball. I love you all. Congratulations. The great Joe Urso joins us at 1:00.